been a minute. What episode am I on? What up, fam? Welcome to episode 57 of 3 p.m. This third-party minifig. Boom! And forgive me, I'm like getting over the flu, like most people in this world right now. And if you're not familiar with the series, because it's been 5 months, I look at custom third-party Lego minifigures from a number of companies such as Brickmania, K-Town Customs, Citizen Brick, Eclipse, etc. I need to shift the camera over a little bit. And for some reason, I don't know why I haven't really been doing a lot of these lately. I think maybe because it can be done in like short form content, but screw it. I'm gonna just keep going anyways, which I probably should do in my shorts instead. In this episode, I'm gonna be looking at Brickmania's Off-World Dragoons. It's a fault when I do Vasquez. So if this is 57, 56, 55, 54, I think episode 54 is when I did Vasquez. This is a follow-up to that because there's 3 more Marines added to that. I guess go watch that episode first before this one because it's a follow-up to that one. Like I've said over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, this is how Lego should do Lego military. And if you're not familiar with the context of these minifigures, it comes from the movie Alien 2, where a bunch of futuristic Marines go on to investigate a colony in an off-world planet where human contact has disappeared. Obviously, because they're all taken by aliens, and well, kind of self-explanatory if you haven't seen that movie. Out of all the Alien movies, Aliens 2 was a classic favorite for me. Even though the gunny or gunnery sergeant, or in this case it's the sergeant first class, had the army insignia on his arm instead of the Marine Corps version because they're supposed to be Marines. Anyways, you did a good job playing Marines because they're all cocky, they're all into themselves, they're very flamboyant, and they're really like get some. Perfectly spells out Marine Corps, even though they all get wiped out. Anyways, this is a perfect way for Lego to do a Lego military minifigure. What I mean by that is that they don't need to have a military versus a military in modern form like Ukraine versus Russia. Obviously, because Lego's uncomfortable with those political confrontations, there is a way to be able to do modern military without having to have an enemy that's another country. I've said it a million times, you can literally have fictitious military without any type of realism towards uniform, equipment used, fighting an alien type of enemy. And with that being said, yes, Avatar is a perfect representation of that. But that's also IP/Disney like force feeding that to Lego. And you can kind of tell with that line, they're being very minimalistic with showcasing that side of the story. Brickmania has dove into this sci-fi line back in the day, and I kind of wish they kind of go heavier into it. But you know, every now and then they do a little homage to it. And they did do a couple of sets of the sci-fi line related to these minifigures. They had the dropship and the APC, which I believe you can still get as instructions on their website along with their stickers. Now, before we had Private Vasquez played by Jeanette Goldstein. This time around we have Private Hudson played by Bill Paxton, Corporal Dwayne Hicks played by Michael Bine, and Sergeant Apone played by Al Matthews. All 3 of them have very distinctive ways that they wear their uniform. Obviously, you have PFC Hudson's famous skull and crossbones artwork that's on his armor. Now, Corporal Hicks was a little difficult to determine if that was him. I was just presuming that it was just based on the straps on the left side armor plate. I don't really know what those are. I'll presume they're bullets, but those are very distinctive, and there's 3 of them. So yeah, I think this is Corporal Hicks. And Sergeant Apone is obviously because of the sergeant's chevrons on his left arm. All 3 of these minifigures are 360 degrees printed. Each one has a very distinctive printing both on their legs and their torsos that kind of separates who they are, so they're not one for one the same. All 3 of these minifigures are carrying the Brick Arms M41A Xeno pulse rifles, and I don't know if these helmets and armor are custom printed from Brickmania. It looks like they were specifically made for these minifigures. Now again, this is how Lego should do modern military in a way. It's fictitious enough that should not offend anybody, but it kind of highlights both realism and pretend. I'm happy to have Space Marines. These guys look dope. I want more of them. I mean, obviously there's only a few more named characters that they could probably make out of them, but I'm hoping they're able to continue making more of these figures to complete the platoon that came out, or remaking the dropship and APC. I mean, that'll be really cool. I know the dropship will be really expensive, but to have updated figures for those sets, as well as just having to have more of them, just like they do the Saving Private Ryan squad packs. I know there's one more set on those to come out and it'll complete that squad, but if this is another one of those, I am totally stoked. All right, so let me know what you guys think. If you made it with me all the way to the end of this video, thumbs up, thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next 3 p.m. video. All right, guys, peace.